Look at this chart, support and resistance, baby. Look at this cat, cuteness overload. Now look at me. Not only you will learn support and resistance, you will absolutely master it. Whether you're trading ICT, smart money, price action, it doesn't matter. It works on all trading strategies. So without further ado, let's calm down a little bit and let's get down to the video. Now, to identify the support level is quite easy. You find a stagnation in the market where the market simply cannot break a price level, or let's call it a simple floor. And we can see that the candlesticks start moving towards the upside. When this happens, you can straight away mark your previous area low, which would be your support level. And then simply we're trying to predict where the next bounce will be. So if we continue with our chart, we can see that the market does touch our previous area low or the previous area support, and once it has a couple of touches, it becomes a strong area of support. And to confirm that, you want another bounce towards the upside in this case. So we did attempt to break this area zone, but as we can see, the candlestick has actually closed above the area of support. So this gives you a great idea, whatever the reason, that this price level is very important, and that is where the support comes from. If you want it in business terms, it's pretty much supply and demand. There is too much of a demand in this price level. All the big fish such as banks, institutions, even retail traders believe that this area level is quite cheap, so the demand for this price level becomes high, and that's why it continues pushing up. So as we can see, this is what happened. The resistance level is going to have a few touches. Every time it touched the area zone, it went towards the downside. We retested this area zone, and what do you know what happened? It pulled back towards the downside. So the big fish that moved the market believe that this price area level is simply too expensive, and the market pulls back towards the downside because there's simply not enough demand at this price level. And in very simple terms, resistance is the ceiling for the candlesticks, and the support area level is the floor for the candlesticks. Now, I used to draw support and resistance areas wrong, so let's take a look how to draw them properly. Some people could be drawing an area of resistance something like this, right? They draw it over here and believe that after this breaks out, it might just continue moving towards the upside. Well, that is totally incorrect, because if we have a look, the area of resistance has never been broken. It's never kind of a straight line. You always want to put an area zone. So where the wicks touch, as we can see previously, this candlestick has never broken this area zone. If it hasn't broken the area zone, that resistance is still solid, is still valid, and that's why there are a lot of sellers over here waiting for you to start buying so they can enter with a lot of selling orders and push the market back down, which is where you suffer and you hit your stop loss. Even when you see candlestick wicks like this that are broken through the resistance line, it does not mean that this is a break. Actually, it means the opposite. There's a lot of selling pressure over here. This tells you that there's so much selling pressure that likely the market will continue pushing towards the downside. So this is not a solid break. This is also not a solid break of resistance. Now we can go a little bit deeper inside this rabbit hole, and this is where trading can become a little bit more complicated. So some people could think that this area zone is valid for some reason, maybe something like this. You could make it work, I guess. However, I believe that this is wrong. You want to keep this area zone because there's a reason why it's actually bouncing. If we simply use a couple of moving averages, which is the 20 and 50, we can see that the market is currently reacting towards these two area levels. As we can see, the resistance has formed the second time because of the 20 moving average, and we can see the same thing happening with the 50 moving average, which is especially an important area level. And now in combination with the moving averages and this area of price level, we have a strong resistance line. But to make sure that this area of resistance actually holds, you need a higher time frame bias. Now this is Euro US dollar, the 4-hour time frame. Let's head over to the daily time frame and see what's going on. If we use the rectangle tool one more time, we can see that it actually has a strong area of resistance, right? Previous area of resistance just over here. push the market towards the downside. This is where you spot it first. This is where you expect a turnaround one more time. Then he had a breakout and pushed towards the upside. After that, the market pushes towards the downside and we're gonna have a retest back. Look at this top and bottom of the support and resistance. So this becomes a daily area of resistance. Now, as we can see, if we come back to the 4-hour time frame, where is it bouncing off from? Well, it's bouncing off this previous area of 4-hour resistance, right? This 4-hour candlestick attempted to break out within the 4-hour period. However, it failed. It bounced off the daily resistance and the 50 moving average, which is the blue line. And this is where you can find high probability trading setups. So if we delete this ugly R, we can see that this area of strong resistance, this is the daily area of resistance, plus the 50 moving average, plus the 4-hour resistance over here has not broken. This tells you that likely the market could be continuing to push towards the downside one more time to retest what? The previous area of support level. Okay, now let's forget the moving averages for a little bit and understand trend trading with the support and resistance and why it's crucial to know this if you want to become ever profitable in trading. Okay, so let's identify the support. Where is a support area level? Well, clearly over here, right? Previously, the market has failed to break this area level, and every time it touched it, it went towards the upside. Well, how do we know that this previous area level is actually good? Well, if we drag this a little bit further, we can see that it reacted previously as a resistance line. As we can see, every time it touched it, went down and went down one more time. Now, this is important to know. Once a candlestick body actually breaks an area of resistance, this area of resistance becomes a supported area low. So this becomes a good support, and you can then be aiming to the previous higher level. So if you entered maybe a trade over here, so let's say long position, you ideally want to be aiming for this previous area high. Why? Because it was the highest zone it's ever been. There could be a strong area of resistance just over here. Luckily, it doesn't happen and it continues moving towards the upside. But if you're going to be trading, you need to be predicting, right? You can't just think it's going to happen. You have to predict that it could happen. So maybe closing a portion of your position over here because this is touching the high is very important. Then you can, move your stop loss to entry, and then you can continue maybe trading for further pip gains. But this is another topic for another video. Now, with all this being said and explained, you still need to look at the higher time frames because you want to know where the next move will be, right? You don't know whether it's going to continue moving towards the downside, right? Until you check the higher time frame. So if we take a look at the daily time frame, we can see that the market is currently sitting at this price level. We can see this a nice little resistance. We can see this nice support. But where is it heading? Where is the next level? Can you guys tell me? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. This is the area zone we are currently aiming for, right? As we can see, this was a stagnation zone or consolidation zone, whatever you like to call it. This is where the candlesticks didn't move past this price level because institutions thought that this is a great price level to buy euro US dollar, and eventually broke out towards the upside because simply people thought it's just not worth trading euro US dollar at the moment. So once you know to check the higher time frames for multiple time frame analysis, you can mark this area zone, come back, in this case the 4-hour time frame, and we know now on the 4-hour time frame that this is the area zone is very strong and important, and likely there's gonna be a lot of buyers over here waiting till the price level reaches so they can buy in cheap and have a nice little profitable trading opportunity. And as we can see, once we touch this area zone, we immediately start getting, nice bullish engulfing candlesticks one after the other, this suggests that it could be a nice little buying opportunity, and you could potentially be aiming for the previous area high just over here. So, you know, 1-to-1 risk to reward, or you could potentially even go lower, 1.46 risk reward, and let's see what happens. It just continues moving up and reaches your take profit level. Okay, now if you really want to be great at support and resistance and actually master it, you have to learn to use multiple time frame analysis. So this is the monthly time frame. What do we see? Well, this is an area of resistance, and this is the area of current support. So on the weekly time frame, we can spot our monthly area of resistance and support, but more importantly, you want to mark an area of resistance over here. So it was respected once, twice, and potentially we should be expecting that this could happen just over here as well. Although it's not bouncing off the ceiling, you know, over here straight away at the moment, you should be expecting that it could be, because it's the weekly area zone, right? The weekly candlesticks move very slowly and they are heavily respected. So what I'm saying, that this could potentially be a high probability, right, trading setup. Then we head over to the daily time frame, and the more candlesticks we see, the more information we can gather. At the moment, the point of interest to me would be this candlestick price action. Look at this. It's a bearish engulfing candlestick telling you that it's swallowed all the buy orders over here, and it wants to push towards the downside because it has made a new kind of lower low. Then we simply add another push towards the upside with the wick. You know, if the wick is quite big, maybe half a candlestick, it means there is a lot of sell orders, and there should be, because this is a weekly area of resistance at the moment. This is what's happening on the daily. You can simply mark another area of support and resistance. Where do you think it's going to be? Around here. So this is the daily area of support. Not as important as the weekly, but still, you know, very solid, very important in this case. And we head over to the 4-hour time frame, and as we can see, we reversed engineer everything. We went from the higher time frames to the lower time frames every single time, marking our areas of support and resistance. These are our areas of interest where something will likely happen. Whether you're going to be trading a reversal or a pullback, or you're going to be trend trading, you know where to exit and enter your trading opportunities. So now let's remove these for clarity and continue with the lesson. So what do you think is going to happen now? Well, it's likely not going to break the weekly, you know, resistance area low, I don't think, and we could potentially be aiming for this daily area of support. We find maybe a bearish engulfing candlestick. Look, this one over here seems perfect, and you could potentially short your trading position, you know, aim for somewhere over here where previously the market has touched with the wicks. So maybe over here seems pretty good. You could potentially enter this trade. 1.48 risk to reward. Let's just see what happens. It dips, and we nearly touched our take profit before it pulls back one more time. But what I've also spotted is another trading opportunity. Look at this, another bearish engulfing candlestick over here develops. You enter the trade over here, pulls back, nearly stops you out if we had this, you know, take profit and stop loss level, but probably we would have it a little bit bigger just because we are trading off the weekly area of support and resistance. You probably have a bigger take profit and stop loss though, but this is hypothetical. We are learning, and let's just see what will happen. So we are bouncing off this weekly area of resistance. What happens? And we break this daily area of support. Eventually, I simply put the stop loss above this area of weekly resistance because it's such a high interest zone. It's likely not gonna break this area zone. There's just too much selling pressure over here. Every time the market price level goes up, they believe, oh, it's gonna bounce off this area of resistance because there's a lot of sell orders just sitting waiting to be triggered. So once the trigger happens, we get a bearish engulfing, and it just continues moving towards the downside and eventually breaking, you know, the daily area of support over here. But why does it break? Because the daily is not as strong as the weekly area of resistance, right? The higher the time frame resistance or support, the higher the probability the candlesticks are going to turn around and respect this price level because there's just too many orders waiting to be triggered. Okay, now let's talk about chart patterns which makes support and resistance trading like on crack. It's that good. Which chart pattern do you think this is? It's very very obvious is the double bottom, and it looks like a W as well. If you draw the W's, you see two bottoms. This is a double bottom, and you also want to mark an area of neckline. This neckline over here is obviously what you learned is a resistance area level, but it's called a neckline because after this W breaks towards the upside, if the breakout happens, it means that the double bottom is currently engaged and you can trade it. So the breakout happens, we have a nice exhaustion back to the previous area of sensitivity, and now we are getting a bullish engulfing candlestick to kind of continue trading this double bottom. So where you would enter, you can enter at the breakout of the double bottom, but typically after a push there's an exhaustion. So if you get in somewhere over here, put stop loss just below the neckline, so around 60 pips, and your take profit is very simple. You want to measure the bottom and the top of the neckline, so around 90 pips. Obviously the breakout of the neckline happened over here, that's where you put your take profit, so you could be aiming for around 66 pips. So this is 1-to-1 risk to reward. You could potentially make it slightly lower, 1.3, 1.4 risk to reward. That's still very good, especially for a high probability setup. Trust me, risk rewards can be skewed. You can win 90% but still lose money, and you can lose 60% of the time and make money. It really depends how you actually engage with the trade. And as we can see, this trade over here could have been a very profitable one, and it continues moving up. So maybe after it reaches your take profit, you would have moved your stop loss to entry, and you could have potentially banked yourself a lot of pips again. And especially if you're going to be combining chart patterns, you will definitely master support and resistance, and your trading strategy, whatever it is, will improve dramatically. Okay, let me share you a secret where most likely you didn't know, and it's going to be great with your trading. So support and resistance, again, you identify, area levels. So clearly we have a nice area of support over here. Clearly the previous area zone respected, went up. Likely it's going to respect one more time, but you never know that. However, you can have that extra confirmation. So if you simply head over to babypips.com, add your currency pair. I'm currently trading Euro US dollar, and you simply want to choose the volatility index. If you go down a little bit, there's going to be volatility per day the last 30 days, and the average pip movement between Euro US dollar has been 69.9 pips. So what you want to do is go back to the charts, and this is a new Thursday candlestick. And if you have a look, the last 30 days on Thursday, it moved 83.3 pips. The average is 70, but the last 30 days, Euro US dollar has moved 83.3 pips on Thursday. And you know now that is currently sitting on the area of support level. Now, hopefully there's a light bulb on your head and you understand what the fuck I mean. So if you have a look, long position, if you entered over here, what's the likelihood that it's gonna break this area of support? Because it previously hasn't broken it many times, right? It's not likely to break it. But what we do know that if it doesn't break it, it's likely to go around 88 pips. So if we have a look, drag this up, we can see that it's likely gonna reach this area of previous resistance line, right? It clearly tells you, volatility is telling you that likely on Thursday it's gonna move 88 pips, and this is the target zone you want to be aiming for. So it's so good. So what do? We enter the trade, and let's see what happens. And we hit our take profit level. And there we go, support and resistance trading in a nutshell. And I recommend everyone joins my VIP trading signals. We didn't lose a trade for maybe 2 weeks now. Tons of reviews, monthly results, everything is posted. I try to be transparent as possible, try to teach you guys how to actually trade Forex, because at these times currently you want to have a side hustle on the internet because times are getting a little bit rougher. And if you enjoyed this video, you likely enjoyed this one over here. This is my no indicator trading strategy. And peace out, lions. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and goodbye.